You're not just thinking about her, you're thinking about the sex because it didn't just feel incredible, it was mind blowing, all consuming, unforgettable. And that's a big part of why you can't let go of a partner who has strong borderline traits. I'm Lise Leblanc, therapist, author, and life coach, and I've worked with thousands of men worldwide who are recovering from a relationship with women who have strong borderline and often mixed in narcissistic traits. And one of the most common things I hear is this: the sex was out of this world, and even though the relationship was destroying them, it was like a moth to a flame experience. And you just keep getting pulled back in, even once you know you're going to get burned. If you can relate to this, type "I get it" in the comment section below. Okay, now I'm going to give you 7 reasons why sex with a woman with strong borderline traits can feel so intense and so intoxicating. And I'm going to explain what it does to your nervous system. And this won't apply in every single case, but I've heard men describing this exact same pattern over and over again. So it's enough to know that this isn't random. It's a predictable nervous system response. So number one is the sex isn't just sex, it's emotional fusion. Early on, she collapses boundaries, idealizing you, mirroring you, and emotionally merging with you. And you feel chosen, needed, intensely desired. Your nervous system registers this as intimacy, but it's actually enmeshment. For a woman with strong borderline traits, sex often becomes the fastest way to fuse with you, and one of the most reliable ways to secure closeness and temporarily ease her fears of abandonment and stabilize her shaky sense of self. She learns very quickly what makes you feel powerful, desired, and she will take sex to the next level because she can feel how strongly it bonds you to her. And this isn't usually a calculated plan. She's not sitting there thinking, "I'm going to get him addicted to me." But on a nervous system level, she's learned that this pulls a man in closer and makes him stay even when the devaluation and destruction becomes intolerable. Number two, sex becomes her main currency in the relationship. So once emotional fusion is established, sex becomes leverage. She will go the extra mile for you early on. She'll anticipate your fantasies and make them all come true. And that's intoxicating. You'll feel like a king in the bedroom, like you found a whole other level of sexual pleasure that you never thought was possible in real life. But over time, the access starts to shift. It becomes conditional and not always consciously, like I said before, but a pattern forms. Sex becomes something you earn with attention, with reassurance, with validation, with compliance. You earn it by smoothing things over, by staying calm and regulating her, by walking on eggshells, and by tolerating things you shouldn't have to tolerate. So you're not just bonding anymore, you're being trained. And without realizing it, sex becomes the currency that keeps you investing more and more. Slowly, you learn that if you want that sexual intensity back, you have to accept behavior that you shouldn't be accepting. So this is not just desire and sex naturally decreasing over time, but it's a situation where sex is used as leverage to secure closeness quickly when she feels insecure, unstable, or when she's done something wrong. Number three is that the addiction locks in. So here's where it gets even more powerful. The intensity isn't consistent, it comes and goes, and there'll be stretches where she pulls back from you, she withdraws or punishes you. Then maybe there's a breakup or a blowout or a panic moment, an emotional collapse, or even a betrayal. And then she comes back with insane sexual intensity. And this is where you get confused because the best sex often shows up during these extremes, and your brain starts connecting pleasure and pain. So your body goes from stress to relief instantly, from threat to closeness, from "I'm losing her" to "I won her back." And that contrast creates a massive spike in your nervous system. Dopamine, oxytocin, adrenaline, all at once. So your brain tags it as something special, as love, but it's trauma bonding. And your nervous system gets addicted to the rewards and relief you experience when that mind blowing sexual intensity comes back after disconnection, devaluation, or discard, and that makes it almost impossible to move on. Number four, you confuse intensity with connection. So once your nervous system is hooked, your mind tries to make sense of it all. When you're in it, you're not thinking this is chaos. You're thinking it's chemistry. And you tell yourself that it's something rare and special, that you're connecting on a different level, that this is passion. Because when it's good, it's so good. And you start measuring the relationship by the highs, not by how you feel most of the time, not by how confused you are, not by how much you're walking on eggshells or how unsafe you feel. And then the intense sex starts standing in for intimacy, and arousal starts standing in for attachment. And yet, deep down, part of you knows that true love doesn't destroy you. Number five, the sex becomes relief. So for her, sex quiets the emptiness, the shame, the fear that you're about to leave her. For you, it quiets something too: the anxiety, the self doubt, the feelings of rejection, the withdrawals you experience when she disconnects from you. So when you reconnect sexually, both of you feel better fast. Your body relaxes, your thoughts slow down, the tension in your body drops. And in that moment, you get instant relief, and your nervous system learns this person can make the bad feelings stop. But what you don't necessarily see yet is that she's the one who dysregulated you in the first place. The chaos she creates outside the bedroom, the jealousy, the blowups, the breakups, the devaluation, the betrayals. That's what's stressing you out. And then when you finally reconnect, all those stress hormones pour into the sex, and without realizing it, you start associating her with a release of all the pain and pressure you've been experiencing, even though she's the one who caused it. Number six is that it distorts future comparisons. So after all that intensity, calm connections can feel off, not because something is actually wrong with you or the other person. So those women may be very attractive and interesting, but because you don't get the same spikes in a stable relationship, it feels flat. And I've heard men say that even if their new partner is more attractive, more compatible, she's just not doing it for him like his partner with BPD did, especially in the bedroom. So your nervous system reads the new relationship as boring, the sex as just okay, and your mind keeps going back to her. You keep replaying the highlight reel, sometimes even when you're with your new partner, just to feel a bit of that old intensity again. And without realizing it, you keep the addiction alive psychologically. And that's what keeps you craving her, craving that amazing, intense sex. And it's also how you end up blocking yourself from a relationship that could actually fulfill you without wrecking your sanity. Number seven is the grief hits harder than any breakup you've ever had before. It doesn't matter if you were married for 20 years and you were only in this relationship for 6 months, you'll probably feel 100 times worse because you're not just missing her, you're missing the emotional fusion. So the loss feels massive, and it's like every loss you've ever experienced comes crashing in. You might even feel like you're dying inside and that you'd be willing to do anything just to feel alive again, just to stop the grief, the sadness, the anxiety, the emptiness. But what you're actually grieving is the rewards and the relief you got while in that addiction. And this loop made you feel alive, desired, indispensable, and intricately connected and deeply valued at times. But in the end, it was costing everything. Those addictive conditions amplify arousal and bonding chemicals, causing your nervous system to be highly activated. So the experience gets encoded more strongly in memory, making it unforgettable. And when it ends, your nervous system goes into a state of withdrawal, and your mind gets a hit of that drug just by going back to the memories, to the highlight reels. You remember that eye contact, that feeling of being completely merged during those moments of sexual intensity. So after she's gone, you can't find that relief anywhere else, at least not fully. No one quite compares, and it's because a safe connection doesn't create addiction. It doesn't hit those same receptors in your brain. A stable woman doesn't create the adrenaline rush. She doesn't create the same emotional whiplash. She doesn't create that chemical dependency. No one gives you that nervous system hit like her. And if you can't see that clearly, you spend years waiting to feel that same intensity again, chasing something that was never sustainable without the chaos, the dysfunction, the total dysregulation of your nervous system, the addiction. And once you can see this clearly as addiction and see that your nervous system was hijacked, you will realize that addiction is the reason that this relationship feels irresistible and unforgettable. You are actually associating rewards and relief with the person that's causing you pain. And that's when something can start to shift. You can stop romanticizing the relationship, stop chasing those rewards, and stop questioning whether you just lost the love of your life. This is the moment that you can step out of the addictive loop and start restabilizing your nervous system and your life. And if this is the situation you're in, consider reaching out to a therapist who specializes in trauma bonding, or consider my toxic relationship recovery program or my men's group coaching program that I link below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.